Welcome back to the Do You Have It, Kim Bolufé and Alexandria Bolufé podcast. And today it's a rainy day, but we're still here doing the podcast because we just love coming to you and you listening to us and all of our small talk. So how are you today, Brian?
Well, it's a very rare rainy day at this time of year in Delray Beach.
It is very rare. It doesn't rain this time of the year. But, we like it because it's a little bit cool.
We do. I like it. But if, I'm not here on spring break from Chicago and I have 4 days here and one of them is rainy. So, that's true. But more time for them to come and shop.
That's right. So I don't mind the rainy, cloudy days.
It makes a difference, right?
It does. Of course it does. Because when it's sunny and it's beautiful, they walk a few blocks this way, east, and they go onto the beach and they're not shopping. They're just laying in the sun. And then afterwards, they're just sticky and they just want to go eat and drink. No.
Do most people come during the day or at night? I know you guys have very long hours here. What is peak time at a Bolufé Boutique?
Well, people usually start coming in around 1 o'clock if it's a shopping day, and they shop all the way till 5 because once it hits 5 o'clock in Delray Beach, it's happy hour.
It is, and that's the difference in Delray Beach. When did Delray Beach become this young, fun, dynamic bars, restaurants? And it wasn't like this 15 years ago.
No, it wasn't. I would say just recently it has really evolved. I would say especially since COVID. During the time, I would say even before COVID, it already became alive. But after COVID, truly became alive because Delray Beach was one of these towns that you were able to visit during COVID.
Right.
Because our governor here said, come on down. And that's what happened. So people discovered Delray in a big way.
Yeah, all of these bars and restaurants, though, were not here. There was not a Rocco's Taco here. When did that come in?
That came in, I would say, about 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's a little like Los Olas down in Fort Lauderdale, the way that changed into sort of this vibrant strip.
Yes, this is a Floridian metropolitan crowd. It's a sophisticated crowd. People from all over the north come here every few weeks. Those are my favorite. They're the snowflakes. They're not snowbirds. They're the snowflakes.
And what's the difference between a snowbird and a snowflake?
Well, the snowbird is someone that just stays here for 6 months like the birds that fly south. A snowflake comes every few weeks. They just come here.
They check the weather. They see it's going to be 23 in New York, and they're like, I'm just going to go to Florida for a while.
Yeah.
I used to be one of those people. Yeah, I used to be there were times when I lived in New York that I would fly down for the day. I just had to get warm. I had to get sun. I used to come here. I used to go to the Bahamas for the day. You could do all that.
One day?
One day. So before 9/11... not to age myself too much, you didn't need customs and you didn't need immigration. There was no driver's license. You go to the Bahamas. And there were flights that left JFK at 7 a.m. You'd be on the beach in the Bahamas by 10 a.m. And then they came back at like 8 o'clock at night. So that was hugely appealing to a lot of people in New York who was like, I just got to get out of here. Because February is the shortest month. It seems like the longest month when you're in the Northeast. It just does.
So, but how would you fly one day and go back the same day?
You get 12 hours. It's a long day there. Trust me, you're flying in. You are absolutely frying yourself in the sun, in the Nassau Paradise Island sun. By 3 o'clock, you're probably ready to go home. But yeah, it's one day, it's there and back.
That's why you don't have children. You have all this. You have freedom.
I was young. Yes, I had the freedom to do such things. Now they don't offer that anymore, but they used to back in the day, and it was like $99 round trip. It was great.
But even now, you fly in and out.
I do
every week. You could not do that if you were
a parent.
Yeah.
I would have to go to a soccer tournament or something.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult.
Correct. I made my choice.
Yeah, the balance. Being a parent and myself as a businesswoman and entrepreneur, I did have to find the balance.
Well, so you started this business pregnant, about to be? I mean, your daughter's 30, the business is 30.
Yeah. Well, before I was pregnant, I was already, as I've said in other podcasts, I already started this at a very young age, trial and error. I didn't borrow money from anyone. What I did was used the only money I had. Now, even though it was only $267 and I was a teenager, the difference is it's my $267. It's not like I went and raised money. Let's say I went out and raised $267,000.
Right.
I wouldn't work as hard because I wouldn't be so afraid to lose it. But if you only have what you have,
right,
you work harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my very first store I opened up in Meisner Park, I already have saved a lot of money from that 267. I was pregnant. Yes.
Was that the scariest step as a businesswoman, signing a lease? Was that scarier than buying a big bunch of clothes? Was the lease a scary step? That seems to be, no?
No, but, and it would be different for everyone. But for me, I do have this intuition. I do have the confidence. I would say I was more careful. I really dotted every I, slashed every T. Today, I'm more carefree. I'm very experienced. So things like that wouldn't take up too much of my time like it did when I was a young entrepreneur.
And when did you first come to Delray Beach?
I came here 10 years ago.
And you thought it was, and you were already in Boca Raton.
Yes, I was in Boca a long time, way, way over 20 years. And I felt the vibe. First of all, Delray Beach was nothing like it is today. It was old mom and pop shops, which, some people like. And it was very, it looked like a town from a different time.
It was a sleepy retirement village.
It was, It wasn't sophisticated.
No.
It wasn't metropolitan like it is today. And I knew this is going to be
so you bet on this community of turning into something else.
I knew it would happen, and it did.
Smart.
Yeah. Well, part of being an entrepreneur and choosing the right locations is also knowing which location is going to be on the rise. And you can't choose a location like next to a candy store or Publix and pay $1,000. There's no such thing. When you come to these type of areas, you are expected to pay very high rent, and you get what you pay for. You're
paying for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you're paying for a lot of people with money. And you're paying for a lot of people who need what you are delivering. And you are basically coming here as the only place they can get it.
Yeah. It's an experience. When you shop at Bolufé, it's not just a boutique. It's an entire experience. It's the music. It's the smell. It's the vibe. It's the staff that greets you. It's everyone that walks in hoping, oh my goodness, look, there they are, or there she is. She's going to help me. I'm going to look more contemporary, man and woman. And especially, I love helping the men.
So what is the difference in the clientele between here and Boca Raton? Because we're only, 12 miles apart. But that can make a big difference.
Yes. Well, Boca Raton is very sophisticated. Obviously, it's, you have the Mandarin Oriental coming up. You have the Boca Resort. And those Bocatarians, and I live in Boca myself, so I'm very familiar with it. It's maybe just a little bit older. It's not an old crowd anymore. You have all age groups. You have a younger vibe now. But that customer is more of a snowbird. It's not a snowflake. Because a snowflake wants to get off the plane, come to Delray Beach, shop, eat, drink, party, dance. But before they do that, they want to look the part. So that's when they come see me, get all dressed up, cut the tags, they walk right out with the outfit, and they go have a great time.
There's a lot more Europeans there, too. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of foreign tourists and people, residents, actually, there, too.
In Boca.
In Boca.
It's changed, absolutely. It's a lot of foreign residents, more than ever.
There's a lot of people who split time between Boca and Israel.
Yes.
Quite a few.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's changed a lot. As the decades go by, it used to be a Jewish community. It's not really a Jewish community anymore.
What, so Palm Beach County overall, in both Boca and Delray and Palm Beach County, has a different vibe than Miami.
Yes.
and that's not necessarily to put down either one. They're just different. What is the biggest difference between, it's a little, it's fun without being too flashy. Is that the difference between Miami style and Palm Beach Garden style or Palm Beach County style?
And I just want to also add that I did have a store in Miami.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because you know the difference.
Yes, it's a big difference. And as a buyer, you do have to buy differently for each county.
Oh.
Now, that
makes it harder, right? I mean, you have to get more inventory. You can't you're not the Gap.
No, that doesn't work. You have to really know your clientele. When I was in Miami, the buying, I had to buy racier, sexier, tighter, more colorful. You had to go with the demographics. Those people love to live life in a colorful way. Mm-hmm. So I had to have merchandise like that too. Palm Beach, more conservative, not too conservative, because people that come to me aren't stuffy conservative people.
Right. You're trying to get them out of their Brooks Brother.
Exactly.
Their Lily Pulitzer. You're trying to get them out of that.
I want them to feel young and confident and not to age themselves or look too mature before their time. Mm-hmm. Before their time. Remember, we talked about this on the last podcast. You have a window in life. So if I want to be very specific about the age group, between 50 to 60, your kids grew up, right? You went to your career, you're successful. What are you waiting for? If you don't buy clothes, it means that you really don't have anywhere to go, right? Mm-hmm. And when you're between 50 and 60, it's the best time in your life. It really is. For everyone younger that's listening, I'm telling you, between 50 and 60 is the beginning of the best time in your life. And live it up, dress it up, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I'm over 50 now. And so no kids. So I can do all that, and not divorced, not married, no baggage, all that stuff, no alimony, didn't have to write a big check. I can spend it on clothes. That is true. You are not, despite what Denny's will tell you or our AARP will tell you, you are not a senior citizen in your 50s or even in your 60s. It's a mindset. You still can do all of the things and have the fun and wear the clothes and go out and all that kind of stuff without looking like an imposter or pretender that, you don't ever want a woman or a man to come in here and been like, oh, they're trying to look like they're 25. Right. You're trying to get them to look like the best version of who they are at that age, right?
That's right. And you're just going to lighten up a bit. You're going to feel more confident. You're going to take a deep breath, and it's like a breath of fresh air. You are, I promise you, anyone that I style, when they walk out with the clothes on, mm-hmm. they are so happy that they want to go to happy hour. They want to meet people, and they feel like smiling. It's a totally different mindset, and people don't understand what clothes can do for you. Mm-hmm. It's really true.
And so when did you... you've kind of touched on it in some other podcasts, but I don't think you've ever answered this question. When did you start to put the fun in the shopping experience, where you put the music and you dance around and you do all that? You weren't always doing that.
Right. I was, of course, at one time more shy, more conservative. I always did like music growing up, but I thought as a young girl, a young entrepreneur, I had to be more professional, because when I first started out in Boca, the customer was older back then. The customer, I thought I would perceive them to be more mature and successful, sophisticated, more low-key. I find out, no, that's not what they want to feel. What I find out, and again, business school can teach you one thing, but this is truly business school when you meet people every single day. And what I really found out is people just want to feel relaxed, have a good time, a memorable experience. So I started playing music that would connect with the customer. Like I knew back then I was playing Sting. Mm-hmm. The men that would come into my stores listening to Desert Rose would just have this memory of this beautiful store. In those days, I sold leather goods, mm-hmm. and Sting was playing loud through the speakers, and it just kept them in the store. And every time they heard that song, it would bring them back to my store. So when did I start? It started very early. Mm-hmm. Playing the music. And then when and depends on the Grammys. Whatever's happening that year is what's going to happen in my stores too, because I love music so much, and music and fashion and food, it's all the same. It's having a good time. So if back then it was hip hop, I'd start playing hip hop, and I'd notice that the older customer that I thought was older was moving to hip hop in my store.
You bring up the Grammys. That's a funny thing. As we record this, the Grammys just happened. I've gone to the Grammys 3 times. The variety of outfits at the Grammys. Some people there are in traditional black tux.
Yes.
A lot of people are.
Yes.
And some people are dressed like it's a costume party. Yes. And I'm not just necessarily talking about the artists. Like, the crowd is very, very different. Everybody's going down the red carpet together, and you have this complete array of style, and it should be the kind of event that you want to take a chance with and want to have fun with. You shouldn't be dressing for the Grammys the way you do for the Oscars.
Correct.
You shouldn't, but a lot of people do.
I went to the Grammys and I walked the red carpet, and I dressed in these thigh-high boots, mini skirt, made in leather and suede, and I wanted to look like one of the celebs. And I did, and they thought I was, but it was so much fun. It's not like something I would wear every day, but it definitely is a vibe, and you can mix and match after the Grammys.
Right.
Yeah.
People bring lots of outfits. Now, does it help you now that you're over 50, that you are before you were younger trying to style older people? That was probably a tougher sell. Now that you are in the demo of a lot of your clientele, is it an easier conversation? Because you're like, look, this is what I wear. This is age appropriate for you. This is what you should be doing.
Well, that's a twofold, because when I was younger, my customer was also maybe just a little bit older than me, not much, but wanted to look young. So I was able to show that customer that was 10 years older than me how she still looks age appropriate, sexy, and very contemporary. Now that I'm in the same age group as my customer, sometimes I have to tell them how old I am so that they believe me that you can wear this. It's never been a struggle for me. I never really had to make the customer feel that they could wear this when they thought they couldn't. It was always fairly simple for me. I knew how to connect with the customer immediately.
You have another big event coming up in a couple of weeks that you're talking about. Last time I was here, I guess I've been in here since, but last time I was here, you had your huge 30th party here. It was fantastic. What's your next big thing?
This is going to be even bigger because, yes, I am a woman-owned business for 30 years, and this is the year of the dragon. So what does that mean? And what does that symbolize? Success, power, abundance, good fortune, and good vibes, of course. So I would have to have an enormous dragon dance, lion dance, just to celebrate and show all of South Florida, this is how we celebrate. And it will be the 30th year, women-owned business, in my Meisner Park store on February 23rd, 5 to 9, and at 7 o'clock is the big, authentic dragon dance ceremony.
How often does the dragon come around? How many, is it animals? How many symbols are there in the Chinese New Year?
12.
There's 12. So every 12 years is the dragon.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The dragon dance is probably better than the rat. It's not the year of the rat.
No, but rats are extremely clever.
Yeah, I suppose, but nobody wants to see the rat dance.
No. It's always a lion dance or a dragon dance every Chinese New Year, no matter what the animal is.
There isn't a very big Asian community down here, though, right?
No, not at all. I did not grow up around Asians. Thank goodness I still speak the best that I can, a couple of dialects in Chinese. But no, there are no Asians in Boca Raton.
Are you going to give a speech that night in Mandarin or something?
No, but sometimes I throw in 2 or 3 sentences in Chinese.
Oh, you do?
Whenever I make a speech, I do.
I think that's good. So can you curse in Chinese?
Of course I could, but I'm not going to curse.
That's a valuable skill set, I think. No. Good. That sounds fun.
I hope, the whole world gets to see and celebrate with us. It is a big deal. It is my 30th year. My daughter's there by my side. She's all grown up now. And I have, with my heart, is so grateful to the thousands of people that are so loyal to me in the 30 years. And they will be there, just like this last party in Del Rey. People did turn up. And in Boca, hopefully it'll be even bigger.
All right. Tell everybody your pearl.
My pearl. Wow. Let's see. What should we talk about? The difference between ages. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not be afraid at all to step outside of your box. When you have a professional, someone that's really going to show you, like myself, when you come see me, I am a stylist. Do not be afraid to step outside of your box. 50 to 60 is the best time of your life, and you want to feel it. You want to live it. So dress it up. Is that good enough of a
I think that's good.
Okay.
I have no more lower back pain. I feel very motivated by this now. My hair seems a little grayer. I feel good. No, that was good.
Yeah, it's easy.
It is. People are like, oh my God, I'm so 55 should not be what 55 was 40 years ago. It shouldn't.
55.
And the women look fantastic.
Yes, and the men.
And the men.
But the clothes will change your own perception.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't need to necessarily, change your hair, go get too much Botox, whatever. Start with the clothes. Start with the easy part and then see how that does for you.
And start small. You don't have to start big. Yeah. Start small. Start like Brian did. When Brian came to see me, it was
wrong color, wrong size, like the basics. I didn't even have the basics of dressing myself down. And so we had to start from there. But I liked that sort of ground up, looked me over, said, here's how we're going to do this. And I have felt better ever since.
Yes. Okay. So let's see. You can listen to us on Spotify, on Apple, or wherever you listen to your podcast. You can watch me live every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. right on Facebook. I do a live show. I show you so many different techniques for men and women. And what else do we want?
Please review this podcast. Your reviews mean a lot in the podcasting ecosystem. Even if you just click 5 stars, you don't have to take time there. Right? Go to Apple, leave reviews. The reviews mean a lot. And they're very much appreciated.
And I thank everyone again for showing me the love. Mwah. Bye.